Welcome to Tri-City Hustle, stories of KWC entrepreneurs.
Welcome to the first episode of Tri-City Hustle. I'm your host Prashant. If you are in Kitchener, Cambridge and Waterloo and you have a business idea that keeps you up all the night, you're at the right place. This show is not about the theory of business, it's about the journey of entrepreneurs who have actually walked down the path you are on right now. Through this podcast journey, I want to sit down with entrepreneurs and peel back on the layers of how they started, how they survive, and how they scale. No fluff, no jargon, just the real story of how the business gets done in 519. Today, to kick off things, I'm sitting with Vidhya Mohandas, the founder of Vidhyalaya Dancespace. If you ever wondered how to get your ideas into action, you might want to take some notes. So grab your coffee, enjoy the conversation with Vidhya. For a very long time, I've been thinking of starting a podcast featuring people who have started their own venture and are successful. And I am very fortunate that for the very first episode, I got to feature you as my guest. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity and your time. People who don't know about Vidhyalaya, can you quickly cover what all do you have to offer as part of the programs that you conduct with Vidhyalaya?
Absolutely. First of all, thank you so much. I am so fortunate to be able to be your guest on your first episode. So, to tell you about Vidhyalaya services, we are primarily a Bharatnatyam dance school where we offer traditional lessons in Bharatnatyam, and we also offer lessons to little kids, teens, and adults in Carnatic music, violin, and in yoga. And we also conduct March camps and summer camps and all of these, little school breaks that little children get. So we do have camps as well for those.
Perfect. So that's quite a wide variety of programs that you're offering. Before you started this, how was your journey? How did you, decide that you are going to open a dance school?
Well, that was never really the idea. Somewhere back in my head, always I thought I felt like dancing was something that gave a great deal of happiness and calm in my personal life throughout. Like every time I went on the stage, that was like a different feeling. But I never really thought that I would one day end up being a dance teacher. But however, back in India, I come from South India, Chennai, and growing up, I had this opportunity to learn Bharatnatyam. Nothing was planned; it just happened so, and I fell so much in love with the art. It's kind of a very unique experience learning Bharatnatyam. And growing up, I did my engineering and then I got into IT field. I was there for 16 years. And one final day, in the meanwhile, I was also in touch with Bharatnatyam. I did my course and certification also in Bharatnatyam, trying to learn on the basics and all the foundation levels. So at that point, it struck me that, okay, wow, there is a real opportunity for me to teach this valuable art to many people, because this has survived for thousands of years, and now as a student I felt responsible to hand it over to the next generation. That was really actually the spark behind wanting to start Vidyalaya in the first place. And obviously coming to Canada, I did my 2 courses in business and leadership and management. And after that, I had a great deal of confidence. I thought, like, why not? Let's just give it a try. If it works out, it works out. Or I go back to IT. That was the whole idea in the beginning. But yeah, fortunately, by the divine grace, it all worked out. So here I am as a teacher.
Nice. So you came in Canada as a student or you came here as an IT professional?
I did come here as a student. I quit my IT profession hoping to do something else with my time, because I felt like with my family growing, I had a daughter that time when I quit my job in IT. The whole reason was so I can spend some extra time with her, be a part of her, growing up age. So that was the whole idea. But then I realized that why not just study something, upskill a little bit. So even when I picked up my education, the idea was to go back to IT. So I learned business, I learned management and leadership. So that was the whole idea. So yeah, that was the reason. So I started as a student. I studied 2 courses for 2 years, and
Here
then
in Conestoga
in
College?
Conestoga
Okay.
College, yes.
So
So
you came in Kitchener as a
yes,
student.
as a student,
Nice.
yes.
Nice.
Yes.
So, coming as a student in Kitchener, what actually prompted? Because not in the first day when you landed in Canada, you would have thought that I'm going to study this course and I'm going to open my dance class. So, from studying into a college to transitioning into opening a dance studio of your own, what actually prompted you to do this thing? How did you actually start this journey?
Okay. Actually, there are many reasons behind it. Like, as you know, as immigrants moving to a new country, starting our life from scratch.
Yep.
So we don't really have an option to decide, okay, this is what I want to do, let me do this.
Yeah.
So we usually try to keep all our options open. There's like 4 or 5 backup plans. One doesn't work out, we move on to the next one. So initially, all the experienced IT employees, I used to think that after my college, I'll just land $100,000 job and I'll be fine. Maybe I'll just do some part-time job, like, for my passion. That was the whole idea. But yeah, obviously there is economy, things don't, always fall in place. Then eventually I decided to take up a second course. So by towards the end of the first course itself, I was a little bit, towards moving into a teaching profession, because the education system in Canada is quite different. The professors you meet here are like really inspiring. I met some very interesting professors in college, and it kind of made me feel like teaching is a very valuable and a very respectful position. I've always had a great deal of respect for teachers, but experiencing education in Canada, it kind of induced that passion to become a teacher. And there was a particular time I was even looking into getting into the college or academic field of teaching, but then yeah, I mean, whatever you're destined to do, that's what falls into place. So that's how Bharatnatyam teaching fell into place. So that's how it all worked out.
Nice. So this would not have been the day one that you would have thought of opening up a studio. How did you actually start? Because people would love to know how your journey has been from day one. You decided you're going to be a dance teacher from the day you have your own dance studio. So how did that journey has been for you, or what was it like for you? Was it full of struggles, figuring out things, a lot of things on your own, or did you get some help from somewhere? There was somebody to help you out with some of the things.
Absolutely. So like I said, starting like moving to Canada, the first great deal of support and help that I got was from my professors. So they were able to keenly know that I was capable of providing or offering something to the society. And a lot of teachers by themselves came to me, approached me, and they would try to ask questions and try to understand what I actually wanted to do with my time, even when I didn't know what I wanted to do with my time. So that was the first level of inspiration and support that I received. And then after coming to Canada also, while I was still in college, I was also taking up online classes in Bharatnatyam with my teachers from India. And they also started to support me in this field. They started to recognize that I might have a potential to be a good teacher in Bharatnatyam. And somehow the support again and again started to revolve around teaching field.
Yep.
So one day I just sat down and spoke with my husband, and then I was like, do you think we should try this? Would it work out? I wasn't sure. I really wasn't sure, but I was willing to try nevertheless. So that kind of attitude where, if it works out, it works out. It's okay. It's for good. If it doesn't, it's still for good. That was the attitude I was into. And, as expected, I got a great deal of support from my husband as well. And once I jumped into this and I started like putting out ads in Facebook, immediately I started getting a response from my first students, your daughter. Yeah, so incredible child. So I like once you start getting response for the efforts that you start putting, it kind of felt like a sign that, okay, maybe this is meant to be, maybe I was supposed to progress further. And once I started working deeper into how I can get more assistance, I met some incredible people on the way who were willing to, provide their space to let me start up my classes. And in a taekwondo studio, Master Eden being one person. And then I approached the city as well. The city has incredible plans. They have so much support that they offer to immigrants like us if we need to start a business. So they helped me with a lot of things, and also with my education. My professors, they helped me put together an entire plan for my business.
Oh, nice.
So they did it outside of their actual classroom hours. They used to sit down with me. They would help me with my flyers. They'd help me with my marketing strategies. Yeah, a few of my professors actually gave me a 5-year plan. They said, first year you should do this, second year you should do this. That was incredible. I mean, I just say I've been incredibly blessed to be around so many kind-hearted people, and that one singular reason led me not to have any struggle throughout this journey. There has been ups and downs, obviously. Any initiative has ups and downs. But struggle, I don't think I felt that this is a struggle at any point in this 1.5-year journey, because I've been blessed with such incredible people around me who've always been supportive to me. And of course, there are days where I felt like maybe I shouldn't have started any of this. This is so much work, and there's so much sacrifice. I quit my IT job to spend time with my daughter, but business is another child. So I spend all the more time on the business, and it is there. But my daughter, although she's just 6, she's incredibly supportive. And speaking of the first day of my class, I was extremely nervous. I was like, we're paying rent in a space, we have to pay some money. What if nobody turns up?
Yep.
And then what if nobody turns up for months? What would we do? Those were all the questions and fears. But my husband and daughter, I still remember on the first day, they held flyers. They stood outside the classroom, walking, looking at people wandering around, and distributing flyers to everybody, telling them to try out a free trial. So that's just an incredible journey. It's such a memorable thing. And all the support that I receive from everybody I see, I mean, it's such a gift. It only gives me, like, it feels like it's a sign from the divine self that this knowledge needs to be transferred to the world. It is essential, and it will help a lot of people and the generations to come. So
a wonderful journey, and thank you for sharing so much in detail about your journey. We talk about the support that you get from the city. You also spoke about the support that you got from your professors. Can you cover a bit of what kind of support did you get from the city? Because there are a lot of people who are willing to start their own venture and they have no clue where to start from. So, if you can cover that part where you got support that you got from the city. And also, the studio is located in 44 Gokul, right?
yes.
Any specific reason why did you choose that space?
Absolutely. So with respect to the first question, the city, yes, the city does offer a lot of programs, a lot of free support, a lot of resources to assist immigrants from every background to start up their own venture. So there is a place in downtown itself called the BIA building. If you go there, or you can even reach out through phone calls or email addresses, they will help you from scratch, from the first, from A of a business to the Z of a business. So you have a conversation with them, you'll have everything sorted. So they'll tell you where to focus, what to focus, do what at what point in time. They also have incredible support for grant programs for people who have permanent residency status in the country.
Okay.
So yeah, the country does have support in terms of finance as well, a lot. And also with respect to Gokul, one main thing is that it's closer to my house, and secondly, it's actually an incredible space. It's a city building that was converted into a art space where a lot of artists have their own studios in there. Vidhyalaya is one of those studios as well. So that's like a city space where they offer the room for like a slightly lesser rental, more affordable rental space for budding artists like us to grow, because naturally affording a full-time space isn't an achievable thing for budding businesses. It's going to take a little longer. So city's help is amazing in that case. And in terms of the gawker space, the rent, all the people who rent out the studios there, we have a space where we can put out our events. So Vidhyalaya also does events during the summers called Colors of Vidhyalaya, where last year we launched a lot of new entrepreneurs. A lot of those budding entrepreneurs got a free space to put up their stalls, go public, showcase their products and services. That was such a wonderful experience and feeling to be able to support our people in the community, all different diverse cultural people. It was wonderful. We also launched our band on that day, some incredible singers. It was a festival. It was a vibe. It was so good. So yeah, that way the city does help, and there is a lot of community spaces they offer on hourly rental basis, which is quite affordable for a lot of new entrepreneurs who are looking to start businesses like these.
Nice.
So yeah, so that way it's incredible in Ontario.
Okay, perfect. And I have also seen that, in your Instagram page that, if I'm not, was it the MP of Kitchener who came in?
Yes, yes.
And you're making him do some Bharatnatyam poses?
Yes.
So through this venture, you have not only met, incredible talented people who are willing to learn this art, but you also had an opportunity to meet people from within the city.
Absolutely.
So can you cover some aspects of how fun was it? Because I have seen that we are making him do a difficult pose.
Yes.
And I would also like to cover which is your favorite dancing pose.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we had Mr. Mike Morris and Ms. Aslyn Clancy like join us in our events last year. So they are both incredible people. They're very enthusiastic. They have an energy around them. You like hang out with them for a little bit, you feel energetic. So they're that kind of people. They're such lovely people. So he was both of them were so kind enough to accept our invite and take some time off for us out of their busy schedules. And they visited our studio, they hung out with us during our events. And yes, Mike Morris also was very willing to take up the Bharatnatyam challenge that we were doing on that day. He did the Nataraja pose with such grace. It was so incredible. And they had such respect and love for understanding a part of new culture, understanding what we have to offer. It's so humbling to to see that the amount of respect that they have for multiple cultures. Even though it is the first time that they're seeing it, they're always very excited when they look into the benefits and how this works. It they're very excited about it. It feels so happy to share this knowledge with people who haven't had experience in in Bharatnatyam or yoga, but they're still really excited and they're looking forward to learning it. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful experience.
Nice. We have spoken about the past, the present. I would like to know what the future holds for Vidhyalaya Dancespace.
Sure thing. So starting Vidhyalaya, we just wanted to focus into Bharatnatyam because I specialize in Bharatnatyam. But as we progressed, I realized the need for preserving our ancient arts and sharing it with the next generations, because they're not just some kind of music or some dance just for entertainment. It's not like that. I visibly see the benefits my students receive from practicing this for just a few weeks or a few months. I see how their physical posture shifts from there are many different levels of physical posture corrections, because today in today's world we don't tend to walk barefoot. We walk on like different kinds of floors, or we wear socks or shoes. So the the touch with the ground and your feet touching on the ground, that physical touch that has reduced. The grounding touch has reduced. So with Bharatnatyam, the initially how they balance with their foot touching the ground, and after a few weeks the level of balance and focus that they get and how calm they change. I've seen children physically, facially change. The frown completely goes away into a pleasant facial feature. I've seen that in children in just a few months. So that's the reason I wanted to, include more wellness programs, and that's how Carnatic music came into picture, because the history and science behind Carnatic music is incredible. It's more like yoga with your voice, using sound frequencies to, align your energies. So it does have a lot of benefits when a child grows up for their own well-being. Similarly, yoga. So, slowly we've started expanding from one small thing to more and more and more. But yeah, eventually I am also looking into a future where I'm able to empower as many children as possible to gain more confidence and to be more resilient, to be physically fit, mentally fit. So that's my target. I want to help as many people as possible. I want to share this knowledge with as many people as possible in the upcoming years. So we are looking into expanding to different locations. We've already expanded into Scarborough and Guelph. So we are looking into offering the services to more students, and we're looking into more teacher enrollment. We welcome a lot of talents. So we see that there's so many people who are extremely talented in singing, extremely talented in dancing, but they never really realize that they have the potential to share their experience and knowledge with the upcoming generations. So I'm looking forward to provide more opportunities, job opportunities for more people, and share the knowledge with the world. That's my goal.
Right. We talked a lot and we shared a lot of stories, your experiences. I want to move on to a round where do a rapid fire. Don't think too much. Whatever comes in your mind, you will have to tell me.
Okay.
One business tool or application that you cannot live without.
ChatGPT.
Yeah. What is the biggest myth about being your own boss?
That you get to do whatever you want.
If you could go back in a day that you started your venture, what is one piece of advice would you give to people who are planning to set up their own venture?
Don't be afraid. Just do it.
What is your next big milestone in Vidhyalaya in the coming year?
Probably enrolling more students.
Your favorite dance pose?
Not Raja pose.
Same, that you made Mike do it.
Absolutely.
If you could share that link from your Instagram
Absolutely.
page, I'd like to put that into description. People should go and see that.
Definitely.
Interesting people that you have interacted through this journey.
Many, actually. Many.
Anything which stands out? Anybody?
Well, you said it's a rapid fire, so I've got to think fast now. I have a lot of people who would stand out. Let me just say you.
Okay, thank you. Early bird or a night owl?
Night owl.
Physical notebook or digital planner?
Digital planner.
Are you a person who reads all the emails, or you have like thousands of unread
I read
inbox?
all of them and immediately respond.
Okay. Gut feeling or data driven?
Mostly, in the end, gut feeling. Data first, later gut feeling, final decision maker.
You would hire for skill or hire for attitude?
Both are important.
One word to describe your first year in this venture.
Establishment.
The biggest waste of money in your early days.
I didn't have much to waste, so maybe I might have like redone the flyers too many times, wasted a lot of money on it.
Best spot in Kitchener-Cambridge-Waterloo to do business meeting.
Business meeting. I do it in my studio, so
Oh, that's the best spot for you?
maybe Tim Hortons.
Yeah. If you're not an entrepreneur, what should you be doing right now?
Maybe just chilling in the house.
No, not the IT job.
Probably not. Probably not.
Okay. What is success for you? Money, freedom, or legacy?
Freedom.
Freedom. That brings us to the end of the rapid fire. Thank you so much,
Awesome.
Vidya, for sharing your inspiring journey. I'm sure people who are here to learn about the struggles or for an inspiration, I'm sure that they will have a takeout from this podcast. Thank you so much for sharing your journey with me.
Thank you so much. Thank you for giving me this opportunity, and I'm so happy I was able to share all of this information with you. It was fun, and good luck with your venture. I hope this goes really, really well. Thank you.
Thank you so much. From this conversation, I hope you're walking away with one idea that you can apply to your entrepreneur journey. During this conversation, what really struck me when Vidya mentioned that don't wait for the right moment, take the moment and make it right for your entrepreneurship journey. Because this is our first episode, I have a small favor to ask. If you found value in the conversation, follow us and subscribe us. This will be the best way to support the show and help us find more such inspiring journeys right here in Tri-City. If you have a friend who is talking about starting his own venture, share this video with them. Let's build this community together. I will see you all real soon. Thank you.